we'll start recording. Really? Yeah, you're good. All right. This is the first ever. Yeah. This is the first.
Gonna grab me out like, oh, here looking.
This is the first. This is the first double interview, but all right. So who?
Oh, this is the first double interview.
Yeah, I haven't done a double one yet. So who are you guys, and like, what's your names and what do you guys do?
My name is Jamal.
Yeah, my name is Antonio, aka Greatness.
Greatness. Okay. And what do you do? What do you guys do here?
We are Manayunk security ambassadors.
Okay.
So we pretty much help keep the public safe.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Keep our eyes open. Make
And
sure.
is that for a company or is that for a specific government?
Yes, but I'd rather just let you
No.
know.
All right. So
I'm gonna sum it up for you. So
Okay.
basically, we patrol this region, make sure there's no problems, no hassle and headaches. That's what we do. Yeah, no, but besides that, outside of this, he's his own entrepreneur. He has his own security detail and detail business. So we just subcontract our services. I own 2 childcares.
you own what?
2 childcares.
2 childcares.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you're both entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And you do. How long have you guys been in Philly for?
My whole life.
Whole life.
35 years.
In Manayunk or in
Maniac, not Philly.
Strawberry Mansion.
Strawberry Mansion? Okay.
Yeah, Maniac, not Philly.
Yeah, Manayunk is
Maniac,
just,
not Philly.
it's a township outside of the little borderline.
Anybody
Yeah.
tell you that Manayunk, Lower Marion, Drexel, they say that's Philly slapping. It's not Philly.
So
Do they even put cheese in their cheesesteaks?
No, they got it signing.
it's a vegan cheesesteak. All right. So you're both like security details. So do you do private security for
Yes.
for people like? Or do you do it for like public officials or like celebrities? Or?
So celebrities, officials, whoever actually got.
hires you,
There you go.
Yeah, so
At the end of the day, it's a business.
he got a good resume. Your resume better than mine on that. And like, far as the series, I did the Eagles, WIP, Odyssey, a couple politicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So what makes like you have a pretty consistent like Jamal, you have a pretty consistent like you do security here and you security for yourself. But what made you get into childcare? That's a different.
Honestly speaking, the Philadelphia school district felt me.
Okay.
I got kicked out of 3 schools. All jokes aside, I got kicked out of 3 schools. My grades was well. My behavior wasn't. I had a lot of anger issues, so therefore they didn't set me in a boarding school. Shout outs to Scotland. I had found like a group of male mentors like that just really took me under their wing, and they just guided me, made sure I stayed out of jail and stayed out of the casket, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So it was only right that I reciprocate that back into my community and give inner city youth an opportunity to show them that it's more than just being a basketball player or a rapper.
Yeah. Childcare place. Do you think that you'll ever venture into like the legislature part of it, or are you just gonna?
Honestly speaking, I've been offered. My family, we ended up taking the Huntington Valley Swim Club to court because of racial discrimination. So it was a big case. We was on CNN. Tyler Perry took us to Disney World and everything. Like, you can Google it. Happened in 2009. So a lot of politics came along with that, and it's pros and its cons.
Can you run me through that story? Or?
Oh yeah, so it's a true story. So the summer of 2009, my mom's childcare at the time. We signed up to take the kids swimming in Huntington Valley. What ended up happening was they took our money without knowing our skin color. When the school bus pulled up, you see 60 minority children, Hispanics and blacks, going into a pool. They was complaining. They pulled their kids out of the pool. They wanted us out. They wanted to give us the money back. We was like, no, you already signed up for a service. And basically we said, well, that's discrimination. We'll take you to court. They said, do as you must. And next thing you know, it was on CNN and World News and stuff. Obama reached out and everything.
Wow.
So yeah.
I'm surprised I actually haven't heard of that story. So that's 2009. How do you think, like, 'cause I think nowadays a lot of people get away with saying, you know, oh, it's 2024, it's 2023, it's 2010. Like, this stuff doesn't happen anymore. But do you see that?
This stuff is still going on even to the day.
Do you think that it's slowing down, or do you think that people are just saying that?
No, they just wear a costume at times. That's it.
Yeah, racism, I'm gonna be honest with you. One people need to learn the difference between racism and prejudice.
Yeah.
So as long as you have prejudiced beliefs, there's always going to be room for racism.
Yeah.
And so therefore, it's not just an African American thing. I can speak strongly on the African American side because I am black.
Yeah.
But I mean, whether you Jewish, whether you German, Irish, Dutch, whatever your ethnicity may be, you always going to experience some type of racism.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a fact and it's not an opinion. Even if you go back into the Bible with the Hebrews versus the Samaritans, it's always there. Muslims versus the Jews, it's always there.
Yeah. What do you guys, as Philadelphians, people who are disconnected, possibly, I don't know, but, from what's happening in the Middle East, what do you guys think of that?
I'm gonna let him go first.
Okay. I'm so glad you said it. I think the United States we already got our hands full with our own issues.
Yeah.
As far as them with each other. Mind your business.
Yeah. And would you say the same for
we have a hard time to accepting that our your United States citizens, far as being African American, far as being Filipino, far as being whatever your gender is or your race entity. So it's just mind your business. Like we got enough to deal with at home. Let's get home together first before we start trying to leak out to other areers.
I think also too is to expound on what he just said too. Even with more minding your business, it's first you got to understand what war are you fighting. Are you fighting the religious aspect of it? Are you fighting the cultural aspect? The race aspect of it, or is it just an agricultural war? You got to understand which part that you're arguing for.
Some people catch issues with each other.
Right.
If you say Black Lives Matter, and that's in Philadelphia, that's in other parts of the U.S. or whatever. And me personally, I mean, listen, we've all put our pants on the same way, so I mean, I don't look at nobody no different.
Yeah.
Because you got to call speed a speed.
Yeah.
If you at home sleep in the bed, right, and I come throw a cocktail bomb in your living room and tell you to evacuate, your house is my house, you want to fight, right?
We basically fighting a war with each other.
Yeah, so look at it. So we condemn all of Afghanistan, all of Iraq, but we're the ones invading their homes, dropping bombs on their kids when they're going to school, and then we tell them, y'all the terrorists.
Yeah.
And vice versa. And you can look at anywhere in history. In order to gain knowledge and understanding, you gotta go back to the Greek word to know, to have an intimate relationship. And we don't have relationships the way that we should with one another. And so therefore, how can we understand the person that's standing next to me that's a different complexion? How can I understand a person that's a different religion if I never take the time to know who you are, know what you're about, and still be able to walk away and respect your belief without tearing you down because you disagree with me?
Yeah. I had a very interesting conversation in one of these interviews with a Catholic nun. She kept bringing it back to God, and at one point I asked her, can any God help somebody become better, more connected with their community? And she said it doesn't have to be the Christian God, it doesn't have to be my God, it can be whoever. And I think I agree with that, because I think it's
the higher power that's close to your mind, as far as believers. That's a personal question, or whatever. That goes for any and everybody. He could be a Buddhist, you could be a Christian, I could be Muslim. I mean, whoever your higher power is all depends on your relationship that you establish together.
Yeah. But then it also goes back to understanding history. Even when you go back to the Roman government and the whole Catholic faith coming about, it was more so to control the people, more so than to have, again, that word understanding. So it was, okay, I'm tired of the Orthodox and the unorthodox fighting, so therefore we're going to give you this in place to keep the peace. The same way when Israel was taken hostage by Egypt and so forth. So therefore, but if you look at any religion, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, At the end of the day, every religion teaches love.
Yep.
So if you take religion off of the table,
And just leave the word God there.
why is it so hard for you to love your brother or your sister?
Yeah.
I don't know you from a can of paint. You asked me to do an interview. I didn't yell at you. I didn't cuss at you. I didn't
Yeah.
disrespect you, because at the end of the day, I have understanding what love is. And as long as you don't disrespect me, you didn't put your hands on me, you didn't do nothing to my family, how can I hate you?
Yeah.
How can I stir up anger inside of my heart to attack you?
And that's in essence, you guys were asking me, why am I doing this? What is this for? It's because, and I was telling Jamal this a little bit, but it's because I care about Philadelphians, and it's because I think I see so much division and hate, and I see my peers, they make comments about people we see. I'm driving them to sports practice, and they're saying like, "Oh, this person did this person did that," and it's just people on the street they don't know.
Right.
And I'm thinking, like, there's nothing, like, there's no history between us. I don't know you guys. I don't know who you are, but I know that we share a few common things.
Mhm.
We're humans. We're in the city of Philadelphia. We're from Philly.
And we put our pants on the same
We
way.
put our pants in the same way. And
But how can you say we don't know each other? Here's a fun fact. Even if you go back to the meaning of the word Philadelphia, you'll understand how it became the city of brotherly love. And so therefore, how can two strangers not know each other when we are one and the same?
yeah,
We both cry, we both smile, we both laugh, we both hurt, we both live, we both die.
yeah,
And so, how don't we have stuff in common?
yeah.
Because it all boils down to, at the end of the day, most of the hatred and everything, it comes from, I want to be more superior than you are, and I want you to feel inferior to me.
Yep.
Whether it's religion,
Power struggle.
politics, class, any form of social economics. Even when they say Philadelphia is an angry city, you have so many people that's poverty stricken. You have kids that's not graduating high school because they have to drop out to get jobs to help their parents.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have trees being pulled out of high schools. You have parents that's trying to figure out, I'm working 3 jobs and inflation is killing me. A $1,200 check is not the same no more. You can make, I'm not trying to be funny, I make 6 figures a year, and that's still not even enough for
It's
me.
very true.
And so therefore, at the end of the day, society is mad, and you need somewhere to cast your anger at. And the politicians is not doing a good job helping us relieve it. So therefore, now I'm turning to the neighbor that's next to me. You the closest one I can hit on. You the closest one I can rob. You the closest one that I can tell you I hate you to. Like, you're the closest person that I can attack to relieve my anger, to relieve my stress. Is it right? No, it's not. But you gotta understand the predicament that they're putting the people in there as a whole. Poor white trash versus inner city black trash. At the end of the day, we still viewed as trash. Whether you live in a trailer park, you live in the projects. And so therefore, the people that hold the keys to the answer, they're not unlocking doors so we can walk through and be more successful. But yet they're distracting us with temporary wars that's going on in countries that have nothing to do with us.
If you actually take the time out and actually look, probably like I would say like 15, maybe 20 years ago, the youth we had a whole lot more activities, a whole lot more things positive that we could actually do inside of Philadelphia. Philadelphia period. In some urban neighborhoods or whatever, such as when I'm from, they closed out a whole lot of libraries. Recreation centers is
Under the Clinton
closed.
administration.
Yeah, a whole lot of recreation centers is closed. It's really nothing positive for the kids to do because half of the schools is shut down or whatever. The teachers that we do have in the schools, they can only do but so much far as teaching and far as even trying to push education out there because it's guidelines that they can't cross no more. But they'll make sure that they emphasize transgenders or anything like that really don't have anything to do with education whatsoever. But that's just something that they want to push as a whole. But the libraries is closed or whatever.
Yeah, look. Come here. Look, stand in front of this camera. I know you got a bunch of interviews, but this is going to be your top one.
Actually, it is so
I'm gonna promise you why. Here's a fun fact. What school do you go to? Germantown Friends. Where do you live at?
Germantown.
Which part of Germantown?
I live I live right near Cheltenham and Wissahickon.
Shelton and Wissahickon. So would you consider that? Don't think you're racist. Don't think you're prejudiced. Would you say that you live on the minority side of Germantown or the more cleaner side of Germantown?
The personal opinion. Personal opinion.
I think.
And it's
Well,
not
I don't know. I
just
think
going by what you've seen, because you're only speaking on what you've seen and experienced from your life. So I can't judge you, say you're right or wrong.
Well, what I grew up with, and I think that, this is a big thing in Philly, where one street is white, next street is black, next street is whatever. I think that for me, like, because of redlining, I think that my street, my block, is mostly white. The next one and the one around, all the ones around those are mostly minority.
Now, I'm happy he brought up redlining. So let's break this down. So therefore, in real estate, for those that don't know, when you do redlining, here's what happened. You say, okay, it's an all-white neighborhood. We're going to drive the prices down low. We're going to move in a minority. They see that minority and say, more minorities is going to come. So now, that developer is turning around buying their house from them for dirt cheap, and then moving to more black people.
And because of white flight and all the other people.
And then, so what ends up happening? Now you have something like Richard Island Projects. Do your research. It was 100+ year mortgage that the government took out. And the reason why it's so much new development happening along the city is because those contracts are becoming expired. And so now all those minorities that was living in there is being pushed out to the suburbs, and they're trying to regentrify the neighborhood. And while they're regentrifying the neighborhood, they're doing it how it is overseas. Where's the ghettos at overseas? It's on the outskirts of the city, not the inner part of the city. Look at the Temple area. They're trying to remodel it because Philadelphia has some of the best colleges and universities. So this is how you play that mind game. Somebody from his socioeconomic standings will never come across a black person on a consistent basis, except for what they see on TV and the perpetuated stereotypes. Somebody that's 28th and Diamond, where I live, is never going to see a white person on a consistent basis. And if you happen to just have that one white friend that every black person had, literally, that's all you will know. And that white person tends to try to act like a black person. So what ends up happening, he has his stereotypical views, I have my stereotypical views. And so now when we cross paths somewhere in like Manayunk or Drexel Hill, it's automatically racial tension because he's worried that I'm going to rob him, and I'm worried that he's going to be a part of the Ku Klux Klan. And so now you have an unnecessary race war that's brewing inside, i.e. because why we do patrols out in Manayunk? Because when the alcohol start flowing and your neurons are fully exposed,
everybody is Tony Stark.
And everybody now are acting off of the psyche. Your mind was already programmed to hate that other person. And now once you get liquor in it, if I just so happen to bump into
everybody,
well, what's up, white boy? Oh, what's up, N-word? And then we have a whole free fall. We have a whole free fall.
It's a whole lot of what you actually got put upstairs, what got put in you upstairs since a young comes out during your alcohol moments. And then later on, look, the next day come across, hey bro, listen man, look, I was just drunk. I just want to apologize for my...
But I do you one better. Here's what happened. I beat the crap out of him, hypothetically. He goes home. His parents says, who did this to you? A group of black kids. Now, they file a police report. Now the parents who never met black kids turns around, and now they're telling their friends and family. Now, you have police looking for a group of black guys that just fits the stereotype of what? Being black. I own 2 child cares, a takeout business, and I got my hand in security, and I still get pulled over for driving while black in my Mercedes.
What you about to say? What you drive?
I have 2 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300s, one for myself, one for my kids that they get driven in, and then I have a C 350 that I drive for myself. That's my work car. And you know what? I still get pulled over. It's not one time that I pass a cop car and I don't be worried about.
I get pulled over inside my 2016 Chrysler Town and Country.
Yeah,
It's a soccer mom.
And the funny, and this goes
In my
back,
F-150
and
too.
this goes back to the redlining, because someone of my stature, my ethnicity, and my background, you grow up in the inner city, in the hood, the neighborhood, which is the hood to us for so long,
Yes.
that you're taught that you got to make it out. And then when we make it out, I live literally in a predominantly white neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, technically, I'm somewhere where I'm not fully accepted.
I'm about to say
But I
what
have to
wanna
take
do.
my children and put them in a better environment than the one that we're already caged into. So now it's a toss-up. Do you want to stay in the environment
That you
where
not
it's
wanted
alcohol, drugs, violence, or do you go into the place where, hey, it's a possibility that you still gonna face murder and racism and etc. Because my mom moved us from the hood to the to Northeast. I had beer bottles thrown at me, nigger written on my door. We took the kids to a nice pool, paid full price, and still was racially discriminated against by the Huntington Valley Swim Club. So at the end of the day, racism will always exist. At the end of the day, classism will always exist. I don't care if you're black, white, whatever. At the end of the day, it's the almighty dollar that controls politics in the world. And for the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money, the love of money. And as long as you find somebody that loves money more than they do their neighbor,
There's gonna be a
you
power
will
struggle.
always have violence, destruction, mayhem. Period.
I've done what I can in terms of like loving my neighbor. You
Right.
know, I'm doing what I can. I'm growing with this, and you know, I want to. Like, I just see more and more of my friends and my family go down the path of you know, without knowing somebody, like judging them and taking actions that maybe like somebody of a race did.
But it's a survivor instinct that they was taught. So you really can't get mad at them. It's pretty much what you're getting taught. If everybody sit right here and erase skin color and let everybody just be black and white, just black and white, like you're sketching out on a drawing.
Yeah.
Let everybody be just like that, and I guarantee you, people will be treated different.
Yeah.
Different trades will actually happen.
Yeah.
Instead of just this is this and that is that, and it's always been like that. So you don't come around, you don't fuck it up, because this is the way it is.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is right now.
But now I'm gonna elaborate on that. You said you were speaking to the nun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We could use a religious analogy, shall we say, or an example. Jesus was killed by Judas, correct?
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap this up afterwards. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
Jesus was killed by Judas. Did he kill Judas predicated off of race or ethnicity? Judas betrayed him for, what was it, 15 or 30 pieces of silver? It was for the love of money. It had nothing to do with religion, race. At the end of the day, that's why I said when it comes to the war overseas, is what are you fighting for? If you're fighting to make money, you'll kill that person for it. I can give you $1,000. If you see I had two, you're gonna be like, dang, that's all you wanna give me? If you're a child that's looking for love from a parent, your mom can do everything that she wants for you, but you still want the love from your dad.
Yep.
You could go to college and you can get a bachelor's degree, but if your love is education, then you're gonna want a doctorate. After your doctorate, it's like, what else do you want? You're still going to keep going to school. It's at the end of the day, is what do you love and value the most? And that's how you determine your worth. Because that's what you're measuring by, what you love the most. Simple as that. And so far as Philadelphia, city of brotherly love, it's brotherly love, and it's hatred too, just like it's anywhere else in the world. At the end of the day, in order to love one another, you got to have understanding of the person that's standing next to you. Until we have understanding, and we will never be on the same page. As simple as that.
Yep.
And so my guy right here, what's your name?
Walter.
Thanks for the interview
Thank
too.
you so
Give
much.
Walter an A. Let him graduate. Because honestly speaking, Walter seems like a good kid. I know he plays around in class.
A bit.
A bit. And I know Walter makes a lot of jokes.
But he's doing the right thing today.
Yeah, that's factual. So,
Yeah.
Yo, peace, love, and blessings to everybody.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Sir.